to my channel, or to my channel if you are new here. My name is Haley, and we're doing something a little bit different because I've been doing weekly reading vlogs, and as much as I love a good weekly reading vlog, the readathon that I'm participating in right now, the Amazing Readathon, I'll leave the information down below if you're interested. It's a month-long readathon that takes place through the month of June this year. Currently, we're doing a 48-hour readathon, so it starts at noon today and ends noon Sunday. So it's actually like 1 something, and I was finishing up a book before I could start, so that's kind of unfortunate. I'm getting a little bit of a late start, but I have a lot to read, and I'm gonna go to the library later and get a couple more books that I have for options if I want to pick those up. We're gonna start with the books that I do have and talk about those. The good thing about this 48-hour readathon is that you can read anything that you want. It doesn't matter about like any bonus points or anything. So I don't have to hit like any specific genre, which is really nice. So I am taking the time to read books that I couldn't really fit into any of the prompts or anything that I could find. I think that that's the best method for this. So the first book I actually just started. I'm like 22 minutes into it, and that's Fruit of the Dead. I got this from the library. I know nothing about this. So far in the audiobook, we're following this girl who is recently graduated from high school, and she has like no idea what she's gonna do for the future, and she has been working as a camp counselor over the summer, and the summer's wrapping up, and that's where we're at. And then because I create like these bingos for myself like quarterly, just for kind of like funsies, you know, and I post them on Instagram if you are interested. I'm fixing to have to post in like the next week or so the quarter 3. But to finish my bingo for this quarter, I am gonna pick up from Twinkle with Love. This is the last book in a series. That's what the bingo's for, and this is like a fairly short book. Both of the other ones I got through really quickly, and then I have some shorter books. These are, keep in mind, this is all just options. I don't know what I'm actually gonna get to. I also have like some audiobooks that are shorter that I can read. I can get like graphic novels, manga, stuff like that on my iPad, and also my brother has a bunch of manga that I can steal from him. And then I have 2 books that I don't really know nothing about. So I have Whereabouts, and then I have Afternoon of a Fawn. I got both of these at a library book sale. Like I said, I don't know nothing about them, but they're both really short, so I'm hoping that I could maybe get 1 or 2 of those. And those are like literary fiction novels, so they don't really fit my team's genre because I'm on Team Spooky, which is, it encompasses horror, mystery, and thriller. Come here. You okay? You wanna say hi? You say hi? You say hi, Goofy? Look. You say hi? Speak. Speak. That's how to speak. Okay. I also have volume 1 of Lore Olympus. I know this is about Greek gods, right? I know it's about gods. It's mythology. Oh, Persephone's and Demeter. What is going on? I didn't plan this. But I have, well, okay. I'm very excited. It's very short for the most part. It's a graphic novel. So I'm very excited about this. I copped this at Goodwill for, it was like $5, but I was like, I need this. It does have the Target sticker. I hate these freaking stickers so much. I know I can take them off, but like they leave like a sticker thing, and I know you can like heat it up with a blow dryer, and like it's supposed to take the sticker stuff off. I just have not tried it before. Anyways, I have this, and then I have a graphic novel that I was sent. I want to give away for, and I've been wanting to read it for a while, so maybe I'll get to it. It's called Worm. I feel like this is going to be a more emotional graphic novel, so like I really am I don't like, I want to read it, but like I really also don't. A graphic memoir of leaving Cuba, becoming American, and fighting for freedom here and there. So I'm excited to read this. I've been wanting to read this. I have all these as options. I just don't know where to start. Wow, do I look like a mess. I'm gonna actually move this just a tad bit over. I'll be good. I hope so. It is a lot later. Once again, if you hear my siblings talking in the background, ignore it. So I've been back from the library for like a couple hours, but like we ate and then I just haven't read yet, but I thought I would update you guys. It's currently 6:43. I wanted to kind of give you a library book haul and then talk about the book that I have been reading and how far I've gotten in that. So first and foremost, let's talk about the library book haul. I don't know if I'm going to get to any of these books because for the most part they're longer, besides one, and then the one that's like shorter I want to save so that I can get like the bonus points and stuff, because there are no bonus points for this readathon. Number one, I did get We Can Never Leave This Place. It's very short. I want to read this for a sightseeing prompt and get the bonus points. And then I got Pinata. I don't know what this is about, but it's a horror book. And then I also got Summer Suns. Once again, don't know what that's about. I got The Red Grove, which I've heard about, but it only has like 90 ratings on Goodreads, and I don't know where I would have heard about it from. So I'm not really sure. There's no like audiobook for this, but I do want to read this. I randomly picked this one up and a couple others from the library when I was there because these three were on hold. And so I got this, and I also got Cinema Love, which I want to read at some point during this readathon because I can get some bonus points for it. So I would like to ideally pick it up sometime this month. We're also like halfway through the month. What is today's date? Is it the 5th? It's the 14th, isn't it? So like pretty much halfway through the month, and I have so much that I still want to read. I feel like I've made no progress on this like shelf right here. These books that are laying horizontal, the two stacks, are all books that I wanted to try to get to this month, and I have not yet gotten to all of them. So we'll see. And then I got A Quantum Love Story. I also haven't heard a ton of people talk about this. It is like a sci-fi romance involving like a time loop or time portal. Can you hear the plane outside? I hope not. Because I was editing other footage and you can even tell that there was a plane outside. But I was like, oh, there's a plane outside. So, I don't know. Anyways, let's talk about Fruit of the Dead. Hold on, let me check the audiobook because I don't think I updated the book to like where I am in the audiobook. I am currently 27% through the audiobook. I'm on chapter 3. We're actually following the girl that I was talking about, and then we're also following, her name's Corey, and then we're also following her mother. And I didn't know that. I mean, it does say it in the synopsis, but I don't read synopsises because sometimes I just like to be surprised. So we're following her and her mother and these two different points of views. I'm guessing it's going to alternate between the chapters because chapter 1 was Corey's point of view, and then chapter 2 was her mom's, and then chapter 3 was Corey's again. So I think we're going to like bounce back and forth. Her mom is currently, her mom works for a nonprofit, and she is currently in China, and her mom does something with this company like with magic rice. I don't really understand it. I don't know if this is like magical realism. I don't know if there's like magical aspects or if this is just like that's just like the name of it. I'm not really sure. That chapter was also like pretty short compared to Corey's, so I'm not really sure, but that's where we're at. I'm going to continue to listen to this now that I'm home, and then at some point read something else. But that's the update. I'm gonna continue this and I'll let you know what I think about it later. It is almost 9. It's currently 8:42. Kiki, what are you doing in here? Has she been locked in here? But what are you doing? I have updates about Fruit of the Dead. I'm on chapter 5 currently. The chapters are kind of long. So I'm actually like 46% through. I'm almost halfway through with this book. And I have a little bit of an update. So let's talk about it. Kiki, come talk about it with me. First and foremost, I was not aware of like the story that this is based off of. So this is based off of Persephone and Demeter. I know that's not how you pronounce her name, but we're gonna go with it. They're mother and daughter, and this is like a modern day kind of retelling. We are obviously following a mother and a daughter, and I read like a synopsis of like the original story, and that completely makes sense. I feel like so far the author has done a really good job of putting their story in like this contemporary type of setting. Really nothing special has happened. I don't have much to update about. Corey is now living with this man who actually she's like been living with him, but she's living with this man taking care of his children, and he's like a little creepy, a little odd. I think he's supposed to represent Hades in this context. It is currently 10:06 a.m. I have not been up for that long. I have just started reading. I'm currently on chapter 11, which is 87% through the Fruit of the Dead. Or Fruit of the Dead. There is no the. I really thought that I was going to be able to finish this yesterday. I don't know what made me think that, but I just didn't finish this yesterday. This is, I think, probably going to be the longest book that I read during this like 48 hours, so I'm okay with that. But I have all day today, and I'm going to try to get quite a few books finished. So first thing that I want to talk about with this book is how much I don't really like it. I don't hate it, okay? I get like the point of the book, okay? I read like a synopsis of the story of Persephone and her mother, and the whole time that I've been reading this, that's the only thing I've been focusing on is the like likeness to what I read. That's it. I don't even know anything about Persephone and Demeter. So like that's the only thing I care about. The rest of the book, I don't really care. Also on Goodreads, it's the second genre for this is horror. I don't see it. It's just this girl who decided that this man was like cool or whatever, and he's this parent to a camper that she had when she was a camp counselor, and he's creepy, but she's like, he's rich, he's gonna take care of me, which like he's been nice to her, whatever, but why did she go in the first place? I don't care about this book. And now that I'm talking about it, I realize how much I don't care about it. Am I going to finish it? Yes, because I didn't come at 87% to quit now. I can't be bothered, and that's that. So I have like 2 chapters left. I'm gonna continue it and finish it. It's literally like 40 minutes that I have left in the audiobook, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna listen to the audiobook, and I'm gonna play my little game, and it's gonna be a good time. And then I'm gonna submit this, and then we're gonna find some other books to read. So that's what I got for you. So yay. First of all, I finished Fruit of the Dead. The ending's exactly what I figured it was gonna be. I don't know, I didn't like this book. Like I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it, but I don't think it deserves a 3-star. I feel like it should be somewhere like a 2, 2.5. Yeah, it just, like I said, it's very boring. If you know the story, like the original context of the story, then you know what's happening in this book. But it overall is just like boring. It feels very similar to how I felt about The Survivors, which I talked about before. I'm gonna leave it at like a 2, 2.5, and I'm happy with that. And then I read the, hold on, I'm getting there. What is it called? I read The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. And first of all, that was such a quick read. I mean, it's a kid's book, but I wanted to read it. I've been wanting to read it for a really long time. So like, what perfect way than reading it for this readathon. I really liked it. There's no point in giving it a rating. It is what it is. But I wanted to show you one of my favorite things from it is this right here. It says, "The greatest illusion," said the mole, "is that life should be perfect." And the author wrote a note and he said that my dog walked over the drawing, clearly trying to make the point, and there's like little swatches all over it. So I don't know, I really love that one. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. It's so cute though, and I am happy that I finally read it. Gonna submit that one for the readathon. I feel like I'm cheating. Now, I don't know where I'm gonna go from here. I think I'm gonna pick up another novel. I'm just not sure which one. I think I'm gonna go with one of my shorter ones. I realize that I keep updating you in the same spot, so it looks like I have not moved. I actually have. It's whatever, you know. I actually do have a book update, which is why I'm filming that, obviously. I am currently 28% through Whereabouts. This is a 3-hour long audiobook, so I'm literally gonna finish it in like an hour and a half. I haven't been listening to it for that long, but I wanted to talk about it. So this is like a literary fiction, general fiction type of novel. Essentially, we're just following this woman and we're going about her life, and she's talking about her life. The top comment on Goodreads says a tiny novel about everything and nothing, and honestly, I think that pretty much sums up this book. I'm enjoying it. I have like no thoughts about it so far. It just feels like very much like this mundane little book, and I'm liking it. So I'm gonna listen to this audiobook and I think update my reading journal. of a time check. It is currently 5:45 p.m. First and foremost, I finished Whereabouts. I am gonna give this book 3.5 stars. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like a very like mundane type of book. If you like more like literary fiction type of books, I keep thinking of My Year of Rest and Relaxation. This doesn't like necessarily, it's not necessarily similar to My Year of Rest and Relaxation. Maybe I just need to read more literary fiction, but that's like the only book that's coming to mind that's very like similar to this. And just like you're following this girl and you're going about like her life. She's really just like questioning her life, and she's kind of just having like a crisis. She's questioning whether she wants to do something else, and she's like looking all around her and she's noticing everything around her, and it's all very much like the same thing every single day. She wants something else, and I think that that's just like what this book was about. It was about this woman who was trying to figure out what to do with her life, in her life, and you're just following her. That's it. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I feel confident in that. I would like to read this later in my life. I think that I would get more from it because I am only 22 right now, so I feel like give it a little time, let me marinate, and I'll come back to this and we'll see how I feel then. But right now, 3.5. And then I started Lore Olympus, which I am, there's not page numbers, but I'm this far through. I didn't get like super far. I still have this whole thing left. I don't know nothing about Greek mythology. If we have put anything together in this video, it's that. And I feel like I wish I did, because I think that I would enjoy this more. Definitely think that this is better than Fruit of the Dead. So there's that. I don't know. I don't have any updates. Basically what this is about is Persephone and Greek gods in general, because we're following Persephone and Hades primarily so far, but like you see Hades goes to like this party, and you see like Artemis, and you see Zeus, you see Poseidon, you see all of them. You see all the Greek gods, and yeah, we're really just primarily following Persephone and then Hades. And I'm not sure if like the series is continued to follow just them two, or if it's gonna like switch the next volume. So far I'm liking it. I just wish that I knew more. I wish my knowledge going into that was more. Not that you necessarily need it, but I feel like I would enjoy it more. With that being said, I am also 33% through From Twinkle with Love. I am listening to this on audiobook. I picked this up because I think I already talked about this. I don't know. Oh no, some of my pages are bent. I don't know if I already talked about this or not, but I do like a quarterly bingo board just for funsies. It's on my Instagram, and I wanted to get a bingo because the quarter's almost up. So I'm getting this for one of the quarters. In this book, we're following Twinkle, who she wants to be a filmmaker, and she's in high school, and we're also following her love interest, and he is this guy who he critiques films. He's a film critic. He has a blog he posts on. Twinkle, one day she gets this like anonymous note from this person named N, and she thinks that it's her crush Neil, who is Sahil's brother. And so she's like, oh my god, he's in love with me, and he sends these anonymous notes. I'm pretty sure that it's Sahil. I'm 90% sure that it is. We're getting the story through primarily, it's dual POV, but it's primarily though through Twinkle's point of view, as she's writing in this journal to female filmmakers who she admires. And we're just getting this love story. It's just It's chill. I am, like I said, 33% through, so I'm making good progress. So far, I'm enjoying it. It is very like YA, very much just young adult. It reads young adult, except like the thing is with this series is the author, it's so clear that it's written by an adult because some of the like phrasing and like words that they use, I'm just like, teenagers don't use that. No teenager that I know, I mean, I don't know a lot, but, or even like on the internet, like they're not using amaze balls. They're not. And I feel like somebody needs to tell this author because, yeah. Regardless though, well, hold on. When was this post? When was this? 2018. Were they in 2018? I was 16 in 2018 and I wasn't. So I am gonna finish this. The readathon ends at noon tomorrow. I wake up around like 9-10 o'clock in the morning most mornings. So I'll have like a couple hours before it ends to get some reading in. If my morning goes according to plan. This morning I didn't get to reading until about 12. Also, like, I have to shower at some point and wash my hair because I need to do that. I talked about it in my last vlog briefly. I got sunburnt because I went on a trip and my scalp got sunburnt and I can't touch it. And it hurts so bad. It still does, but I'm going to attempt to wash my hair tonight because it needs washed and I can't go another day without washing it. But I don't even think it really, you can even see on camera how sunburned it is, but it hurts. I also feel like I'm getting just slightly burnt out on reading, but I just think that it's because I'm forcing myself to read right now because I want to get as many books read for these 48 hours. I'm just like not really like a short-term readathon type of person. I just feel like I may just be pushing myself a little bit too much. There's another readathon next month that I really want to do, but I just don't think I'm going to do it because I physically don't think that I can do 3 readathons, month-long readathons in a row. I am going to do Summerween though, which is my first year doing it. I want to do vlogs for it, maybe daily, maybe just a weekly vlog. I'm not really sure, but I really want to do that. I have like a week break, not even a week because it starts like July 5th. So I'll have like 5 days of a break from this readathon and then we'll do Summerween for a week and then I'll have the rest of July and then probably August too. I'm not really sure because I don't know what's going on in August, but I might do another readathon if I feel like it. But yeah, it is now Monday and I didn't film at all yesterday, I don't think, but I did read a little bit. So I thought I would come on here, talk about the books, and then wrap up this vlog because I'm going to start the next weekly vlog. The first book that I picked up and finished is Fruit of the Dead. This was a Persephone and Demeter retelling. I didn't particularly love it. I think I'm going to give it about a 2-star, 2.5 star. It just wasn't like for me. I think that there's better stories that deal with 1, complicated mother and daughter relationships, and 2, like the idea of this girl going to this island and having to take care of children. I think that it's just like a story that's really overused and there's no point in reading this. That's my opinion. The next book I read was The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. This is a children's book that was like just super quick for me to read. It honestly felt like cheating reading this for the readathon, but I read this. I thought it was cute. I don't really like feel the need to rate it. I just like enjoyed it. I think that it's just like a cute little book and I had fun and also read it like super quick. The next book that I picked up was Whereabouts. This is a literary fiction, general fiction type of book. We're following this woman and we're just like following her throughout her day-to-day life as she kind of gropes with the idea that like maybe she wants more, but she's like also just feels like stagnant. I wasn't like an absolutely huge fan of this. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. I don't remember what I said I originally was gonna give it, but I've said on it more and I'm still like not a big fan. So I'm gonna say like 2.5 stars, 3 stars, somewhere along that line. Every time I think about this book, like I have no attachment to it. I don't really care for it, and yeah, it just wasn't like my cup of tea. But I can completely see why people would enjoy this, and if you're a fan of literary fiction, I think that like you would probably enjoy this. There's like nothing wrong with it. The next book that I read is a YA romance called From Twinkle with Love. I've had this on my physical TBR for a while. I actually lost it in a flood, and then I rebought it because it was the last in the series that I needed. So I read this. It was just a cute little YA book. Not my favorite of the series. I think my favorite is, what is my favorite? I think that my favorite in order is 2, 3, and then 1, I think, of the series. So I'm gonna stick with that. It's like just a cute little YA book. Not my favorite. Like if I'm gonna talk about like YA romance books, I have better ones that I would recommend. Let me go grab those real quick. So if we're gonna talk about some of my favorite YA romances, these are some of them. I'm gonna start with the one that's not necessarily a romance. It's more of a coming of age book, but there is like a romance in it, and I did really enjoy it, and that's Breathless. This is about a girl who is on this island with her mother, and think like The Summer I Turned Pretty, but it's really just about her growing up. There's no like boys that she's known her entire life or anything. There is a boy on the island who she ends up meeting, and I guess technically this is a romance, but yeah, it's also just like this coming of age story that's just really cute. And then 2 that are very similar to me in like my mind, maybe not so much because I haven't read them in like a couple years. So we have Tonight the Street Are Ours, and then Amy and Roger's Epic Detour. Both of these books were kind of on like a road trip type of vibe. This one more so, and it's just about these 2 characters. There's a lot going on in the background. Yeah, so I think both of these are okay. Not my favorite, but I think they're definitely, I prefer them over From Twinkle with Love. And then, like I said, I did enjoy both of the first books in this series, When Dimple Met Rishi and There's Something About Sweetie. I think both of those are solid books. Just that one's not my favorite. And then a more recent read, Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. These 2 characters are in the woods, they're camping, and they've known each other since they were younger. There was a falling out between them, and so they hadn't talked for a couple years, and then they're forced to kind of be back together as they are fighting for a scholarship. And yeah, it's just a fun little book. And then my all-time favorite YA book, one of my all-time favorite books in general, is I'll Give You the Sun. I really want to reread this. I absolutely love this book. We're following 2 twins, and so we're getting both of their point of views and both of their love stories, and it's one of my favorite YA books, and I just absolutely love this book so much, and one of like top books I would recommend to anyone. So definitely that. And now that we have my little recommendations, also every single one of these books would be like perfect for summer. So just in case you're looking for like summer YA recs, I would recommend those. With that being said, the last book that I read, which I have not talked about at all in this video, is Goddess of Filth. This is a short novella, I believe. It's okay, so it's 156 pages. This is just a short book about it's about these 2 girls. One is possessed by this goddess, the Goddess of Filth. I can't remember what her name actually is. A lot of people say it's similar to The Craft. I've never seen The Craft, but if you're a fan, I maybe consider picking it up. I can't vouch for that though. So this friend group one night does like a spell basically, and one of their friends gets possessed by the Goddess of Filth, and we're kind of just following them as they're trying to unpossess their friend. And then we're mainly following their friend who's possessed, and then another girl who is trying to help her friend. And yeah, I don't know what to rate this. I feel like this is going to be like one of those books that I forget really quickly. I don't remember how it ended, and I just finished it yesterday morning. I'm gonna give it a 3-star right now. I feel like that's okay. I feel like this is gonna be a book that I'm either gonna have to reread or just like forget and just be okay with that. So in total, I read 5 books in 48 hours, which is really impressive for me, even considering that most of them were audiobooks. I actually still had like an hour left after I finished Goddess of Filth, but I was afraid that I was gonna get burnt out because I already kind of feel burnt out and we're only halfway through the month. And then on top of that, I also just didn't think I was gonna get anything finished in that hour. That is gonna wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. I have a lot of editing to get done, so I need to do that. My dog is snoring. I don't know if you can hear it. And that's it.